Shalom Israel. Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shmal Thumb Shem Yahshua to the sisters. This is ISUPK Killeen, you know what I'm saying? Texas. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And this is the weekly Sabbath service. This is where, you know what I'm saying, every Sabbath we come in and we go over the Torah, you know what I'm saying? The 5 books of Moses, where we read it in the Hebrew, you understand? And then we speak it, you know what I mean, and break it down in English, okay? And this is week in and week out. So we're going over Genesis, what is it, chapter 19, verse 30, you understand? And that'll be the portion of scripture that we're covering today. So with that, Imajim, which means to stand in the Hebrew. This crossing of the swords represents that no priest can come on the podium unless called upon. So with that, first priest, state your registry.
Abanzayam ban Yahweh ban Yashala. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatah.
La Shala.
La Yashala.
All right, Sar Hakwadam, which means to face the east in the Hebrew. And we're going to start with the prayers.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakaka.
Malakaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Asha.
Asha.
Ratazah.
Ratazah.
Hawa.
Hawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
But, Salakia. Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Lathalanaw.
Lathalanaw.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalaknaw.
Wasalaknaw.
Kabawaknaw.
Kabawaknaw.
Kasalaknaw.
Kasalaknaw.
Kabawaknaw.
Kabawaknaw.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabi'ah
Tabi'ah.
Banasaya 1.
Banasaya 1.
Abal.
Abal.
Habashanaw.
Habashanaw.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Wahala'ah.
Wahala'ah.
Wahatapara.
Wahatapara.
La'awalamya.
La'awalamya.
Aman.
Aman. In the English. Our Father,
which
art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
On earth.
As
it is in heaven. Salakia. Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil.
From evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is the prayer for the power in the Hebrew, the Hakak. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Babu Kusha.
Babu Kusha.
The thunder now.
The thunder now.
Hakak.
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 Lara Pa'ah.
Lara Pa'ah.
Kal Makala.
Kal Makala.
Bakal Madawa.
Bakal Madawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Ha Matazarium.
Ha Matazarium.
Hakak.
Hakak.
La Hakwayam.
La Hakwayam.
Hamathium.
Hamathium.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Ar Rakawath.
Ar Rakawath.
Hatam Ma'ala.
Hatam Ma'ala.
The Garshan.
The Garshan.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
The Wada Aman.
The Wada Aman. The prayer of the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Yamakala.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Mataza Ba'a.
Mataza Ba'a.
Alawab Yahana.
Alawab Yahana.
Ha Alawapyum.
Ha Alawabim.
Ha Saranium.
Ha Saranium.
Ha Kotaza Yanyum.
Ha Kotaza Yanyum.
Ha Kaya Yawyum.
Ha Kayayalum.
Wa Akwathian.
Wa Akwathiyim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai.
The Wada Aman.
The Wada Aman. The prayer of the blessing in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
And commanding General Yohana.
And Commanding General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Aharyam.
Ahariam.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah.
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 Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayam.
Shemayam.
Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Wagalka.
Wagalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yah.
Al-Yah.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makara.
Makara.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapashka.
Athnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'atka.
Taza'atka.
Wabawa'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Ma'ata.
Ma'ata.
Wa'ad. Awalam.
Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and forevermore.
and forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al Damayalaka,
Al Damayalaka,
Al Takarash,
Al Takarash,
Wa Al Tashakwat,
Wa Al Tashakwat,
Al Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Al Yabyaka,
Abba Yadika,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Wa'ash,
Ra'ash.
Al Amaka,
Al Lamaka,
Ya'ara Yamwa,
Ya'ara Amwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayata Ya'aitazawa,
Why Ayata,
Tazawah.
Why Yayata, I Tazawa,
Al Tazapawanka,
Al Tazapawanka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wana Kakiram,
Wanakakidam,
Magawa,
Magawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasharala,
Sham Yashala,
Awada,
Awada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawat, Salakia, Nawa'ai Tazawa,
Nawa'ai Tazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Baryat,
Barya,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Salakia, Al Haya,
Al Haya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa Yashamai,
Wa Yashamai,
Al Yayam,
Al Yam,
Mawa Abba,
Mawa Abwa,
Wa Hagarium,
Wa Hagarium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Amalak,
Wa Amalak,
Palashat,
Palasha,
I'm Yeshabia,
I'm Yeshabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gumasha War,
Gomashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawa,
Zarawa,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha Laham,
Ashalaham,
Kamadya,
Kamadya,
Kasaya Sara'ah,
Kasaya Sara'ah,
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kwayashwan,
Wayashwan,
Nishadmawa,
Nashadmawa,
Bayan Da'ara,
Bayan Daira,
Hayawa,
How you what?
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Salakia. Nadaya. Salakia. Nadayamawa.
Yadayabawa.
Kaira.
Kara.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakal Tazamana.
Wakal Tazamana.
Call Salakia. Call Nasa Yakamwa.
Kal Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarasha'a.
Nayarasha.
Salakia.
Nayarasha'a.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ath. Nawath.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Salakia. Kagagala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Waka.
Lapanya Raka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Tabia Ira.
Tabaya Ira.
Wakala Abba.
Wakala Abba.
Talahat.
Kalahat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Dardatma.
Daradama.
Basa Irika.
Basa Irika.
Waba what's up? Salakia. Waba what's up? Pathka.
Waba Wasapafka.
Tabalaham.
Tabalaham.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panaham.
Panaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Ba'awa.
Ba'awa.
Aja'ai.
Aja'ai.
Waya.
Waya.
Kaparwa.
Kaparwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Abawa.
Abarwa.
Waya Dawa.
Waya Dawa.
Dawa.
Waya Bahawa.
Waya
Oh,
Bahal.
Salakia.
Kaya.
Kayata.
Kayata.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadka.
Labaka.
Al Yawan.
Al Yawan.
Al Kaharatazar.
Al-Kaharatazar. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power.
Keep not thy silence, O power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still, O power.
Be not still, O power.
For lo, thine enemies,
Thine enemies
make a tumult.
make a tumult.
They that hate thee,
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come.
let us cut them off
let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Yasha'Allah
that the name of Yasha'Allah
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab
and the Hagarenes
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal
and Ammon,
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
as unto Sisera,
as unto Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kazan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
like Zeeb,
like Ziel,
and all their princes,
and all their princes,
as Zabah,
as Abba,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Amunah,
who said,
who say,
Let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of the power
the houses of the power
in possession.
in possession.
O my power,
O my power,
make them as a wheel,
make them as a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flame sets the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy storms,
with thy storms,
Salaki, with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storms.
with thy storms.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded,
let them be confounded,
in trouble forever.
in trouble forever.
Yea, let them be put to shame,
Let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou whose name alone
that thou whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
All right, Yeshabia, which means to sit in the Hebrew. be starting in Genesis chapter 19, verse 30. You should get your Bible Hub app. If you haven't already downloaded it, download your Bible Hub app so you can follow along in the Hebrew. Once you download the app, you go down to the prompt section where it has all the different sections of the, you know what I'm saying, that you can go into, and go to the bottom on the right-hand side. It'll say interlinear. Click on that portion, and it'll open up. It'll probably start in the book of John, and it'll show you the Greek. Just go to the tab that has the chapters and go to Genesis. You know what I'm saying? Click on that tab on the arrow, and then go to chapter 19, and then you follow along from there. Last, where we left off it is that the angels have come to destroy Sodom. They get Lot and his family out of the city, and Lot, you know what I mean, they told Lot to go into the hills, into the mountains. Lot wasn't really good at, you know, that what you want to call that camp life, I guess, living out in the wilderness. And he asked to go into a city that was close by. The angels gave him, you know what I'm saying, the permission. He went to that city. His rib looked back, and she was destroyed, you know what I'm saying, as the angels, you know what I'm saying, destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and some of the other cities in the plains that was around it, you know what I'm saying. And this is where we left off at. And Abraham, who had, you know what I mean, on behalf of Lot, who went to the Most High and asked the Most High to show mercy, he got up and saw smoke rising up from the city, you understand, and saw that the Lord had done what he said he was going to do in terms of, like, destroying that place, man. That's that, you know what I mean? And Sodom and Gomorrah represented wickedness, just like America represents wickedness today. You understand? And many of these countries and their governments, man, who build their nations, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, on injustice and evil, you know what I'm saying, and greed, you understand? So that's why we, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, we're a separate people.
Right.
We have a separate power, you understand? You know what I mean? We in this world, but we don't love this world, man, because when we say world, we're not talking about the planet Earth. We're talking about the society and the governments that form the reality that we live in every day. You know what I'm saying? That lead the nations, you know what I'm saying, and build their world off of, you know what I'm saying, you know, off of their lust. You know what I'm saying? Our power, man, gave us a world. And that's the world that we're building right here, man, which is the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. You understand? And that's why we separate ourselves and we serve our power. We don't serve the powers of this world. You understand? But Ak, you ready? All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Genesis 19 and 30 in the Hebrew. Salak,
Mataza wa aya. Mataza wa ira. Mataza ma ira. Warrior shop. Bahar. Was shop, sorry, was shafia, was shafia. But not your but not the war. I Kara, Kara, Kaya, Lashabath, like Lashabath, but Taza wa ire, wa wa Yashab, wa Yashab, but more ira, her what, how what, how rock, how rough, no, how I, was shot, was shot, was shot Tafia, was shot Tafia, no, was Shataya, but not, but not, you war, but not, but not cut your war. What the Amor. What ka Amor? What ka Amor? Habaka. Ra. Okay. Habaka. Yora. 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 Ha. Habaka. Yora. All. Hataza I Yora. How it's like about you're not your knife you're not you know what Habaf you know what Abba you know what Zakwa 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 yeah Zaquan. No, that's Zaquan. Zaquan. Okay. What I Yasha. What Ash. No, what I Yasha. What I Yash. I Ayana. Ayan. But but I so but Rataza la ba wa la ba wa I la you know what na Kada Raka call Haratazat. Like verse 32 in the Hebrew. Laka'a. Na Nashaqua. Nashaqua. Ata. Abba Abba ya nawa. Ya yan Ya yan. Oh. Wa na wana kabaf wana kabaf I more wana yaf. Wana ya my aiba my it's like well aiba ya nawa. Z Zara 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 verse 33 in the Hebrew. Wata shakwa ya yan ata aba ya ta dana aba ya dana done. Oh, it's like aba ya done. Ya yun bala ya la her ya what her waf her waf you said what how were off how were off what the off what the ba'a haba ka ya ra haba ka ya ra haba ka ya ra what the Watasha Kaba Chicago Wata Chicago Ata Abba Yaf Abba Ya'a Wala'a what Yadaya it's like Basha ka ba'a it's like Basha ka ba'a Wabakwa was wa bakwa wa ma'a. Verse 34 in the Hebrew. Wa ya wa ya wa ya a no wa ya ha ya ma ka raf ma ka raf wa the amar ha ba ka ya ra'a al ha taza I wa ra'a hai wa no hai na hun shaka bafya amasha ata abaya na shakwa nawa ya yan gum halaya la'a wa ba it's like wa ba aya wa ba wa ba oh wa ba aya shaka oh, it's like shaka but yeah oh it's like shakabiya I might wa na cut yaf no it's like why wa na ka ya my eye but ya no it's like I but it's like my eye but ya know what the Zara'i verse 35 verse 35 in the Hebrew wata shakwa yana yo wata shakwa yan gum bala bala huh bala ya Allah ha wa ata aba ya han aba ya han ya yan wa ta kwam wata kwam ha no ha taza yo wa wata sha kaba no ka wata shaka I maiwa no yeah I maiwa wa la wa the it's like yeah wa the I wa the I busha ka like busha ka ba'a wa ba kwa ma'a verse 36 in the Hebrew. That's the last one.
No, it's 7 from 30. Yeah. It's 37.
It's 36. Right?
36 to be the 7th verse.
We started at 30, didn't we?
Oh, you did.
Oh, we did, yes.
No, you close up.
Wata Wataka Yun. Shatavia. Oh. Bana Yaft. Oh. Ba. Oh. Baya Waft. Bana Waft. Law wa.
Keep that.
Oh. Lawat. Yeah. It's like it. Good night. Ma'aba ya tana. It's like it. Ma'aba ya done. That's the last one, 37. Okay. What? Okay. I get it.
Sure.
Come on, sir, I get it. This the book of Genesis. Sorry. Chapter 19, verse 30. All right. And Lot went up out of Zorah and dwelt in the mountains,
Right. Go ahead. You read.
and his 2 daughters with him.
Right. So he went up out of Zoar because, you know, even though he asked the angels to allow him to go into that city and spare that city, he didn't stay there because most likely he probably seen the same stuff or some near stuff going on, some similar behavior, or he was just shook when he saw that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. It felt like that city would get destroyed.
Right.
Now it's like I don't want to be around no wickedness at all. I'd rather just be by myself. You understand? Even though the Lord spared him, he didn't want to be around nothing that even resembled where he lived before. You understand? So he finally made the decision to go into the hill country, like the angels told him in the first place. Go ahead.
For he feared to dwell in Zoar.
Zoar. Yeah, he feared. You know what I'm saying? Because he just seen Sodom and Gomorrah and all and the plains around it get destroyed. So he like, dang, it could go down again. You know what I mean? Like he had PTSD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he's shell shocked.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
And he dwelt in a cave.
He dwelt in a what?
In a cave.
Good night.
That's deep.
Yeah, it is deep. You know what I'm saying? It is deep. He dwelt in a cave. You know what I mean? But the thing is this, man. If the Lord spared you, man, you gotta understand that He spared you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if the Lord give you an opportunity, man, to live, you know what I mean, then you gotta live. You know what I mean? There's no reason to fear. When I say fear, I mean there's no reason to think that the Most High gonna go back on what He did. He didn't. He could have let Lot got destroyed if he wanted to.
Right.
But He didn't. So being in the cave ain't gonna save you.
Right.
A lot of these, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of these doomsday preppers, and they build in bunkers, and they you know, they feel like they know that it's destruction that's coming, and destruction is coming. Right. They're correct, but if the Lord don't give you protection, there's nothing that you could do to stop it. Being in a cave ain't gonna prevent you from getting the destruction.
Right.
What prevents you from getting destroyed is righteousness.
Right.
It's following the orders of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord went through a lot. The angels went through a lot to get Lot up out the city.
Right.
You know, so now that he been spared, now he just like, you know, he trying to protect himself. You know what I mean? It was bad judgment, and we gonna see why it was bad judgment.
Right.
Go ahead.
He and his 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 31.
Uh-huh.
And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. I'm gonna put this in practical terms. Lot had been up in that cave for a while. He wasn't going down into the cities, man, like that. You know what I mean? Whatever they was getting for food and how they was living, it's what you call like a hermit, or like people that just like the what they call that, off the grid. You understand? So he's out in the hills and they're not interacting with people. It's just them and their father. So you got to think, man. These women, you know, they had lived in the city with men before. You know, like they hormones is going. You know, and I'm just gonna watch my language, but they was hot in the pants, man.
Right.
Don't. This is not about like. They basically, that's what they saying. Ain't no man to lay with us. You know what I'm saying? Right. Ain't no man to lay with us. That's, you know, that's what's going on here, man. They father must have been like, you can't go down to the cities. You got to stay up here with me. Right. And they reasoning in their own minds, trying to come up with a plan about how to deal with that as women. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Come, let us make our father drink wine. And we will lie with him.
And do what?
And we will lie with him.
They talking about having sex with their father, man. You know what I'm saying? Out of line.
Midnight.
You understand? Just this was a bad idea. Right. Lot had a bad idea trying to live in the cave, and his bad idea created a bad idea in his daughters. Right. Go ahead.
That we may preserve seed of our father.
Do what?
That we may preserve seed of our father.
Listen, man, this is how you know that the Lord separated us, man. This is where we get separated at. We're separated from the other nations. Like, this is the whole thing. We all come from Adam. You understand? This is not talking about that we're separate from not being like of the same blood. You know what I mean? We all come out of Adam. Right. We all come out of Noah. You understand? Everybody on the earth comes out of Noah. There's nobody in the earth that comes from something different. What separates us is the Lord. Right. What separates us is the culture that the Lord gave us, our people, that He commanded us and our family and our kinfolk to obey. You understand? And what separates us from these other nations is that they don't live by that, man. Right. And you see this right here by what's going on. Like, this is what's going to separate us from, because Lot was family enough for the Lord to hear Abraham and spare him. Right. But then Lot stopped being family when he went against our culture. Right. He had been around Abraham long enough to know this ain't what it's supposed to be, and his daughters. Right. But they felt like they wanted to, you know, do something different. Right. Live a different way. Right. And that's the problem, man. You know, you gotta live according to how the Lord tell you to live. If you want to be considered family, this is why Christ said, "Who is my mother? Who is my father?" You know what I'm saying? Except them who do the will of my Father who's in heaven. You understand? That's what make you family.
That's right.
And you still gotta be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? That's locked in. I'm just letting you know that you can not be family even if you family. That's why when you say, you know, all that are of Israel are not Israel. Right. That's what that's talking about. It ain't saying that you're not Israel by blood. It's just that you're not being one inwardly. Right. According to the law. Right. Go ahead, Art.
Come. Verse 33. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father.
Good night. Got their father drunk, and then went in, you know what I mean, dropped it on him, huh?
Good night.
Okay.
And he perceived not when she lie down.
That's heavy, man. He must have had some good wine.
Right.
He didn't even know his daughter came in there and you know what I mean, and took it from him. She went in there and got him unclean. Go ahead.
Nor when she arose.
Good night.
Good night.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the morrow, the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I laid yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also. And go thou in.
That's just like women. Women always want to get other women to get dirty with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you see that, man? Like, you know, out at the clubs and the videos, you know what I'm saying? Like they, you know, women are acting like, you know, real lewdly and you know, just, you know, all just immodest. And they you know, they be sitting there like, come on, girl, come on, girl. They want to bring them into their wickedness, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pouring drinks in their mouth, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, just twerking and all that. They want to get everybody involved because they feel more comfortable when it's more of them doing it.
Right.
They make it feel like it's right. You know what I'm saying? And that's all she did. She convinced her younger sister to go ahead and do the evil that she just committed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
I mean, if you already did it, what she got to do it for?
Right.
That's how you know it's some whole-ish activity, man. Some whole activity going on, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of sisters ain't good with being hoes by themselves.
Right.
They gotta make you a hoe too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't listen. If they for the streets, they want you to be part of the concrete too.
Right.
You gotta be in the mix, the cement mix. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, go ahead.
And they made their father drink wine
Right.
that night also. And the younger arose and lied with him. And he perceived not when she lied down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughter of Lot with child by their father.
So now you got to think, man. This brother Lot. All of a sudden they got bellies.
Right.
You like, what the hell?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't see nothing about him checking them about this, man. And keep reading, man.
Verse 37. And the father, and the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab.
Moab, right? So that Moab, I believe that's was it Moab? What is that
In the Hebrew.
Yeah, it's probably Moab, but what it means is from my father.
Good night.
That's what it means. It means from my father, pretty much. So basically, the nigga Salakia, his name, his name mean incest.
Right.
His name really mean unlawful.
Good night.
I'm gonna read Leviticus 18, okay? In verse, I'm gonna start at verse 3. Well, I'm gonna start at verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. You shall therefore keep my judgments and statutes, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. All right, verse 7. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother thou shalt not uncover. This is a law, man. Like the Lord is not with a father sleeping with his daughter, a son sleeping with his mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or with his aunties, with a niece sleeping with her uncles. You understand? You can't even sleep with if your dad had another rib and she had a daughter, you can't even sleep with her because that's still your sister, and you can't sleep with his rib. Which is not your physical mother, but he uncovered her nakedness, man. The Lord made these laws, man, because why? This was going on with the Canaanites. You understand? This was going on with the people of the lands in that area, man. They was getting down with any and everything, any lust that crossed their mind, they was doing it. You know what I mean? Some of them was even, you hear about stuff like that right now. Some of them was even sleeping with the mother and the daughter at the same time. And you see this madness going on. I heard a rapper say that they asked Lloyd Banks, he was like, what's the craziest thing you ever did? He was like, I took down a mother and her daughter at the same time.
Good night.
That means that the mother and the daughter was in the bed getting down with him at the same time.
Right.
These are the ways of Egypt and Canaan, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And our culture is what separates us from these other nations.
Right.
So Moab, they're not family, and now they're who you want to call the so-called Chinese, and you can see it in their appearance, how they look.
when you do incest, when you sleep with family that's like that's close to you like that, it produces children that have Down syndrome, man.
Right.
They have that, it looks like their brain isn't developed the right way because the DNA is too close.
Right.
You understand? The Lord did sanction cousins, you know what I'm saying, second and third cousins. He did sanction that, first cousins, but now we don't even need to do that because it's so many of us. We don't have to go and try to go with our near kin in that way. You understand? But definitely not immediate family.
Right.
That's why the Chinese man looks the way that he looks, because that's who they descend from.
Right.
You understand? They descend from women. They mothers slept with their father, and that's why they look the way they look.
Right.
Good night.
And even in their culture, they do that. They still do that stuff.
Good night.
You know what I mean? Even to this day, they still perform acts like that, and that's why they look the way they look. And then read
Damn.
on. What was the next one?
It's like if I could.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hey, it's heavy what you bringing out. It just proves how much the Bible is true, man. Like, I remember growing up back in the day. You get that they had that Mongolian chicken, the Chinese people, right?
Mhm.
So Mongoloid, you
Right.
can look it up now. Mongoloid means Down syndrome. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And so they have it in their history. What the Bible, you know what I'm saying, proves. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
like it, sir.
Nah, man. No, that brother's absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's so important for us to honor the Most High, what He gave us, man, because He gave us the keys to the kingdom.
Right.
He gave us the laws, man, practical laws that keep us above everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's beneath us. These are royal. This is royal laws. Like things that we would never stoop to do anything like that. You understand? I'm gonna be real with you. These sisters, they could have easily told their father, we want husbands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be real with you. If Lot's seed was to be preserved, what could have Lot have done? Because I'm gonna be real with you. If Lot would have been wise, he would have went and got another rib.
Right.
It wasn't the end of the world because that rib got destroyed for being a wicked woman and looking back. He could have went and got another rib from another city, or went and sought out his uncle.
Right.
If it was that crazy, like where my uncle at?
Right.
Where Abraham at?
Right.
And went and got another rib out of his own, people. You know what I mean? Now his daughters plotted on him and stuff, man. But I'm gonna be real with you, like, good night.
Man,
Well, read on, Ox. I like you. That was it?
Yeah, it's a little bit more. It's just a little
Oh,
bit.
okay, yeah.
The same is the father of the Moabites until this day.
Man, and that's it. It went
That's
on
it on
about,
that
went on about the younger sister.
It's the next verse, 38.
Okay, go ahead and get that in Hebrew then.
It's like,
And you see that when we do the Psalms 83, the prayer of our enemies, Moab is listed amongst them. You know what I'm saying? These nations are our enemies because they don't keep the culture that we keep. This is how you know that these laws is not for everybody. It's gonna be for everybody. It's gonna be enforced, but these are the laws He gave us to enforce amongst ourselves, to where it becomes a culture amongst ourselves. But he didn't choose them, and that's why they're enemies to us. And later on down the line, years down the line, Moab plots against us as a people. You dig what I'm saying? Like all these other nations, the same with the Ishmaelites. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see down the line how they come into play. You understand? Every family on the earth that is not with us is an enemy. You don't have any allies in these other nations, and you got to remember that, Israel.
Right.
Just because you have a heathen that smiles in your face or gives you a lift or helps you out on the side of the road, that does not make them your allies. You understand? You got to take heed to what the Lord said, and the Lord said to never trust thine enemies.
right.
Your only allies, your only the people that you should seek help from is your own people. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I mean your people that are living according to the culture that the Most High gave us.
Right.
All right, go ahead, Ak.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 38. Chapter 9, verse 38 in the Hebrew. Wa'a, Wa'a Taza'a, wa Ra'a, Gum, Hawa'a, Ya La Da'a, Bun, Wataf Kwa Ra'a, Shemawa, Bun, Amayim, Amayim, no, Amaya, Amaya, Hawa'a, Abaya, Bunya, hello, Amad, what not, young, what, good night, I'm a young, I'm a young, oh, I'm a one, oh, I'm a,
I'm a one.
I'm a one. I died. Oh, it's like I. Haya. Haya would woman. Haya woman. All right. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 1, in the Hebrew. What your sha'ai? What your shai? What your sa'ai? Mashum, it's like, oh yeah, Mashum. Abraham. Ara Taza'a. Hana Hana Gubba. Hana God. What your shab? What your shab? But you're not like it. But yeah. Oh yeah. But young. Hold on, yeah. But young. Kodash. What but young. Shawar. What your bar? What your bar? Oh, what your gar? But gar ra. What ya amar? Like it. What ya amar? Abraham. Allah. Al. Like. It's like Shara. I should the wall. I should the wall. I the wall. I could die here. How will I? Well, yeah, look. Well, yeah, look. Abba yum, like it. Abba ya ya abaya ma laka aba ya malaka. Amalab. Okay. Ma.
Still on two?
Cuz I got a little. Ma malaka. Malaka. But good night. Garara. Garara. What ya qua ata sh shum shara. Verse 3 in the Hebrew. What ya ba'a Allah Allahayum al Abba ya malaka Abba yeah baka la what wum baka la wum hala ya hala ya la'a wa ya Shamar. No. Wa ya Amar. Wa ya Amar. Lawa. Hanaka. Maf. Al. Sha'a. Ashara. Laqua. Khata. Wa'a. Ba'a Laf. No, yeah, Laf. Ba'ala. Verse 4 in the Hebrew. Wa'a baya ma laka. La'a. Qua Korab. Allah Yaha. Wa'a, it's like, wa ya'a more. Wa ya'a more. Adon, yeah. Adon, yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
Ada, yeah. Okay. Hagar, Hagawar, Gum. Taza the, sorry, Taza the, Tazadak, right. The high war, the high, the high rod. Verse 5 in the Hebrew. Ha la'a, ha wa'a, ha hamor, laya, ha katahya, ha wa'a, Waha ya'a. Gum. Ha wa'a. Ha
Ah,
ha
it's ah.
oh. Come on. Ha
Ah,
oh,
Mara.
all right here, sir.
Hold on, you got where?
Oh, what's the play?
Oh, Salaki, okay.
Ha wa'a. Ah ma okay.
Amara.
Amara. Akafia. Akaya. Hawa
Akia, Salaki.
Akia. Oh. But yeah. But la ba la bayu la bayu ya ba no ya bun oh
Ba,
oh
Laquan,
yeah the ba
Waba, Laquan,
ya ba what's it what ba
Laquan.
okay what ba the quan you alright cup hang what par
Papaya.
Kapari I okay I should yeah the does yeah that does I should yeah yeah the aft verse 6 in the Hebrew well yeah okay well yeah Amar Allah Yawa Allahayim Bataf Lum Bataf Lum Gum Anakah ya da ya dafia ya da dafia con no sorry kaya sorry but but them la ba bo la ba baka Asha Yata Zata 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 wa ka Zaka Gum Anaka yeah Awataf Awataka Maka Tawa La Ya Al Kana Kana La so I the taf the yaka tayaka la la na ba ga Allah it's like yeah Allah yata yeah it's like Allah yaha al yaha Allah yaha verse 7 in the Hebrew wa I the high Wa'ayata. Hashaba. Hashaba. Hashabia. Ashata. Ha'ah Yashab. Yashab. Kaya. Kaya. Ba Slaki. Naba Yaha. Naba Ya'i. The Wa'a. Her Wa'a. Wa Yata. Wa Yata. Pala. Waya Tapala. Tapala. No. No, Slaki. Okay. The R. The Ra. The Ka. Ba'ai the Ka. What ka ya ta? What's like what ka ya ha? What I am. What no. I would know. Oh, Aya Naka. Masha ya ya oh Maya Shah yeah Maya Shah Maya oh Mashai yeah Mashai yeah the I Kaya my wife. Okay, so like the ma wife. Ataha ata what call Ashar like Laka.
That's 37 to 37 to 37 to we went over the verse, but 37 to
Okay. Verse 37. Oh, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 37. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites. Verse 38. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Benami.
Ben-Ami.
Benami.
Yeah, so that's really Bonamai, which means basically a son from my dad. It's just is Moab and Ammon really are saying the same thing, they just pronounce differently, but they both mean they got it from their daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like from her paternal kinship. You know what I'm saying? It's basically saying I got it from my dad.
Good night.
She just said it in named them in a different way. So both their names represent the fact that they are the product of incest. You know what I mean? So when you look at the Japanese and the Chinese, that's how you just understand that they're the products of incest. That's their reputation in the earth as a nation.
If I could.
Go ahead,
You know, this is so heavy because I remember, growing up, and I would always get confused of who was who. But meanwhile, they came from the same daddy. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. No, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do have separate. Like, they try to make themselves separate with with their martial arts.
Right.
One do kung fu, one do karate. You know what I'm saying? But really, it's all the same. They food. They all want to eat. Unlawful foods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So octopus and blowfish and
cats and dogs and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all the same. You know what I mean? But no sweat. Read on.
It's like-
Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, not. So I guess they said that children that's born like with Down syndrome are more prone to have jaundice. You know what I'm saying? So with that yellow skin that they got, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy. And they call that's bring that out. Doc. That's heavy,
so,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, that was it. So I just want to bring that up.
Nah,
so.
that's no. What he's saying is heavy because jaundice it makes your eyes yellow and your skin turn yellow, and they've always called them the they try to label us by colors, right? So they call them the yellow man.
Right.
Like back in like the early 1900s, you know what I'm saying, and like all the way up to like, I think like the 1970s, you know what I mean? Like they was called Charlie Chan or the yellow man.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were referred to as black, the black man. They was referred to as the yellow man. You know what I'm saying? So that's heavy what you bringing out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's
no,
heavy.
if I could on top of that.
Yeah.
And that's also a sign of liver failure.
Right.
So it's like nothing but like diseases.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
The moral of the story is don't listen. Find somebody outside of stay with your tribe.
Right.
Stay within your nation. You know what I'm saying? If you a Puerto Rican,
Right.
if you a Panamanian, Belizean, you know what I'm saying, Guatemalan, El Salvadorian, Negro, West Indian, Haitian, you can go amongst all the tribes and choose you somebody to have a family with, but don't get family from inside of your immediate family to try to have a family. And
Right.
we as a people, we understand that. You know what I mean? You
Right.
have some, I've heard of stories though within our community of stuff like that going down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's unfortunate. But if you trying to live your life and change your life, that's not what we do. And most of us as a community, as a people, understand that. We know that that's not what you do. And even our so-called oppressor out there with the
Right.
hills have eyes,
Right.
they out there in the Appalachian Mountains.
Right.
It's whole. I seen a documentary, man. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Good night, man. Never
I
mind.
think I seen
It's
the
all-
one you saw.
Yeah, man. It's all good, but yeah, man. Like that's not the look. The Lord, our power want to give us power. You can't have power and strength by doing the things that make you weak.
Right.
All right, and that makes your bloodline weak. It makes you weak. Like the brother just said, it brings on jaundice. And I don't even know what all the effects of jaundice are, but I know it weakens you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is trying to give us a culture that gives us strength and keeps us in power. Keep reading.
This is book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Abraham journeyed from thence towards the south country
Uh-huh.
and dwelled between Kadesh and Zur,
Uh-huh.
and sojourned in Gerar. Sorry. Verse 2. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And what's his name?
So basically, Abraham is going into this new area. You know what I'm saying? This is the area of Canaan because this is the land. It's Amalek. This is the land. This is the land that the Lord is giving to Abraham. You understand? Canaan belongs to him, so this is where he's sojourning at. You know what I mean? He's not established yet. You know what I'm saying? In the land, he hasn't taken roots yet. He's still on the move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Abraham was what you want to call a pilgrim. He's going off of the orders of the Most High, but he's having to move from place to place to find out where to get settled at. You know what I'm saying? He's amongst different nations, and he's trying to find a place where he can get rooted and established and let his family build. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. But now you got to understand when you're moving amongst these different areas, you got rulers in these areas. You understand? Go ahead. This is where Abraham finds himself in a particular area, and he's telling the people of that land that his wife is his sister. Now, in our culture, your wife can be your sister, meaning what? She's of your people.
Right.
So we say that. We say, hey, we say to a brother that doesn't come from our mother, we say, what's going on, brother? That's the language that we use. So when he's saying that it's his sister, he's not lying because in our culture, that's how we refer to the women of our nation as sisters.
Right.
Because it could be your wife, but she's your sister first, meaning that you have a responsibility to care for her in the way that you would care for your sister, but it's lawful for you to have, you know what I'm saying, marital relations with her. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Art.
And Amalek, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah, But God came to Amalek in a dream by night.
Right. So basically, Abraham said it was his sister. So he's the king of the land. He's like, oh, that's your sister? I'm going to make her my rib. Y'all go get her.
Right.
Like that quick. Like, you got to understand, back in them times, if you was a ruler, you had your pick
Right.
of the litter. It's kind of like how you look at these rappers now. They go to a concert,
Right.
and the women are just throwing themselves at them. But in this case, if you was a king, and you come into my land, you got a daughter that don't have a husband.
Right.
Hey, I'm honoring you.
Right.
I'm gonna give you some cattle and I'm gonna pay you for your daughter. I'm gonna make you a wealthy man. Give me your daughter, man. I want to put my children up in her.
Right.
Right.
That's how these Canaanite tribes. That's how they operated, man. If you was a ruler, you just take her. Because in your mind, it's like, I'm doing you the favor.
Right.
Because daughters, in that time, having a daughter, it wasn't necessarily a good thing unless you could get her off to somebody that was strong and powerful.
Right.
It was really like a liability, because if you ain't have a lot of strength as a tribe or a family, your daughter was up for grabs. And you got to think, like, as a father, you don't want your daughter getting taken.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, so it's like having a daughter was a liability. Having daughters was only really good if you were powerful, because you could make relationships with with other families and build strong bonds through blood.
Right.
But if you had a daughter and you didn't have like a lot of sons and men at war, men at arms, you kind of was like, it made you a target.
Right.
Or even having a beautiful wife,
Right.
it can make you a target. And Abraham is conscious of this, man. He's not all the way there yet, strength-wise. Now, mind you, he has a lot of men with him, but it don't compare to like the armies of an actual nation. You dig what I'm saying? So you got to think. He had a lot of shepherds, because that's why him and Lot split up, because they had so many shepherds and cattle and servants that he couldn't occupy the land. But he wasn't strong enough to where that king didn't go and get his rib and take him from him.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So Abraham wasn't that strong yet. Keep reading.
Behold, thou art but a dead man.
Now look, the Lord came to this king. The king was like, hey, go get her. They take her. You know what I'm saying? Abraham just like, God damn. They done took my rib. This plan didn't work.
Right.
Calling her my sister, that it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So the king took him. He don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? This Hamite bastard, he don't know no better. So the Lord come to the Hamite king in a dream. He say what to him?
Behold, thou art but a dead man.
Like you a dead man and don't know it.
Right.
That's how you know the Lord is a listen, man. The Lord is listen. The Lord is a spirit, but he got the vibe of a black man.
Right.
You a dead man and don't know it.
Right.
That's what he telling him. Read on.
For the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife.
She's a what?
A man's wife.
See? You know what I mean? Like the Lord, like, look, man, you done took another man's rib, bro. Abraham, the Lord rocked with Abraham.
Right.
Because Abraham really did some sucker stuff by not saying this was his wife. Because what did Abraham not have in that moment?
His son. He had
faith.
children.
He had what?
Faith.
He had faith. He didn't trust that the Most High was going to protect him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It hadn't got built up to that yet. You know what I'm saying? To where he thought the Lord would watch over him in any situation. This is why he's going through this. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord looking out for him. Because he's looking out for us as a Abraham is the father of Isaac, and the father and the grandfather of Jacob, which is he's our great grandfather as a nation. So the Lord's looking out for him, but he don't have the faith to feel like the Lord gonna protect him. You know what I mean? So he's like, this is my sister. He's trying to protect himself. Right. That's why, there's nothing wrong with you having, a security system on your house, having, weapons in your home to protect yourself. But this is why David would say, we don't put our faith in shield and sword, but we trust in the Lord. Why? Because those things can help you in certain situations, but if you don't have the Lord's protection, it don't matter what you do. You up for grabs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You a city ready to be taken over without the Lord. The whole thing is to do the things that the Lord requires of you, so you can have the Lord's protection.
That's right.
And then when you know that you're doing the right thing, have faith in that. Don't be worried. A lot of y'all, man, a lot of us, man, we get worried over anything. You know what I'm saying? We have a difficulty on the slave. Or our tire go out. We like, oh, we throwing our hands up like it's the end of. Look, bro, this brother was surrounded by dirty Africans
Good night.
that took his rib. And he like, God damn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep reading, Knock.
Verse 3. But God came to Amalek in a dream by night. Verse 4, I'm sorry. Verse 4. But Amalek had not come near her.
Yeah, Amalek took her, but you know, a lot of times, man, like you know, even like in the story of Esther, like these heathen kings, even Solomon, you know what I mean? You know, he did it too, but you choose a rib and you got to get her cleaned up. A lot of these women, they ain't know how to conduct themselves as wives or how to get, you know, how to smell right, bathe right, you know what I mean? So they put them through a process to get them ready. You know what I mean? Like they call it like a purification process, you know what I'm saying? Like get them soaking in rose hip and, you know what I mean? And lavender and stuff, man, so they can smell good and get their scalp clean and, you know what I mean? And toes done and all that, you know what I mean? And then teach them etiquette. How to when they're at the table with a man, how to conduct themselves and you know all that good stuff. Like so, they wouldn't just go into him right away. They want to get them prepped up and ready. Because a lot of times you see a young sister, you see potential, but that don't mean that they ready to be a wife to a man of status or nothing like that. So he ain't take her yet. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But Amalek had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation?
What did he say to him? He said to the Lord?
And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation?
Okay, yeah. I mean, he called himself righteous, but what he really saying is that would you take out a people that's innocent?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like how righteous, like how we know the word to be from our culture. He just saying like, yo, I'm innocent. I didn't lay with her and I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? That's all he's saying. It don't mean that they righteous. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that's talking about. It's talking about that, yo, and when he said that would you slay a righteous nation, what he means is if you kill me, you killing our people because I'm the king.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he meant like if I go out, my whole people go out, you gonna kill people that's innocent? Right? Go ahead, read.
Verse 5. Said he unto me, she is my sister.
Right, he pleading his case. Like, hold on, Lord, wait a minute. Like, you know, he trying to, in the dream, he going to court. Like, wait, he told me I was his sister. Go ahead.
And even she herself said, he is my brother.
And you know why? This is the heavy part too. See, this cuts a lot of you sisters out there that say, I'm only gonna follow a man who has righteous leadership, who know how to lead. Abraham was not leading in the right way by telling her to tell them that he was a sister.
Right.
But you know what Sarah did? She obeyed. So when you read in Peter, when it says that if you call yourselves the daughters of Sarah, do as Sarah did, and she called her Abraham Lord, Sarah was down.
Right.
She was down no matter what. So when Abraham told her to do that, that's what she did. She followed his orders. She was down. She ain't say, you about to put me in a situation.
Right.
And she got put in a situation, and she still held it down. And didn't even know what was going to happen. And she had no power to stop this king or stop the she ain't fold under pressure and be like, damn, that's my husband.
Right.
And make Abraham look crazy. She just did what he said. She followed orders. So when it says when Sarah called Abraham Lord, it's not talking about her following him and he made righteous decisions. It's talking about her doing what Abraham said and it wasn't the right decision. And she still did what he said. So you Christian women out there, y'all need to check yourselves with that.
Right.
I only submit and follow if he's following the spirit of the Lord. The Lord didn't tell Abraham to tell them Hamites that was his sister. The Lord didn't tell him to do that. Abraham came up with that. But Sarah still did what she was told. All right, keep reading.
And the integrity. I cannot say that word. Integrity.
Where you at? What verse you at? Oh, in the integrity. In the integrity
of my heart.
Uh-huh.
And the innocency.
Let me see.
Innocency.
Yeah.
Of my hands have I done this.
Right. So he's saying, he said that the decision I made to take this woman was with integrity. I did it with the knowledge of what he told me.
Right.
It wasn't basically he's saying I didn't have no wicked motive in doing what I did.
Right.
I did it based off of what I was told. You know what I'm saying? And I was innocent. That's why I say when he say a righteous nation, he ain't talking about like they righteous. The only righteous nation is Israel. When we keep God's laws, he just when he talking about is I'm innocent. Sometimes a person can be innocent. Listen, some white folks could like a white man may not have lynched you. All right, maybe another white man lynched your family member,
Right.
and this white man's innocent of that crime. Does that make them as a nation innocent? No.
Right.
He's just saying I didn't do it. You understand? So he's just telling the Lord like, look, I didn't know no better. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And God said to him in a dream, yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart. For I
That
also-
heart just mean mind. Don't get all Christian and spooky tomorrow. In my heart, it just mean he didn't know no better. In his mind, he's like, I know you ain't know. That's all he's saying. I know you ain't know. Go ahead.
For I also withheld thee from sinning against me.
Right. So the Lord, like, I set it up to where you ain't violate me.
Right.
Because violating Abraham would have been violating the Lord. And you got to know that too as the chosen people of God. When these other nations violate you, they violating the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Them touching you is touching the Most High. Go ahead. That's if you are under his protection. But if you out here, you know what I mean, living life like these other heathens nations, the Lord ain't got his eye on you. You know what I'm saying? He's allowing you to get touched because you put yourself in a position to where you trying to be like the heathens.
Right.
The Lord ain't trying to protect. It's look, man, it's the same thing. Like sisters be talking about, it's heavy, man. A lot of brothers will say, well, where is God at? If God is, if there's a God, why he let the oppressor put us in slavery?
Right.
You know, that sound like our black women. Well, the black men don't want to protect us. But guess what? As a nation, we didn't want to follow God's laws.
Right.
We didn't want to follow his correction and take his orders. So he let the other nations do what they want with us. We out there acting a fool,
Right.
worshiping other gods. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stepping out on the Most High. But then we want the Lord to what?
Protect
Keep us
us.
from slavery and to be a power unto us. It's the same thing as these sisters out here talking about the black men don't want to protect black women. No, sisters, you want to twerk in restaurants and dress like whores and dress in a manner to, you know what I'm saying, that only a husband should see. You basically wearing lingerie on the streets.
Right.
And you want black men to protect that? No. No. But really, our sisters are only a reflection of us to the Most High. That's why you got to think, brothers, when you get frustrated seeing these sisters behave the way they behave, think about how the Most High was watching you before you came into the truth.
Right.
You understand? Consider that. The Lord looking at us like, damn. They for the streets.
Right.
Like, I ain't gonna protect the goddamn thing. So like, I ain't gonna protect anything. So sisters, you can't expect protection if you're not gonna be obedient and you know what I mean, to a man. Whether it's your father, the men in your family, you know what I'm saying? If you in the school, your camp leader, if you have a husband, your Ottawa. Don't expect the protection, you know what I mean, that man to die for you and you out here behaving foolishly. Is there any more on that?
It's a little bit more.
Okay.
Therefore suffer I thee not to touch her.
Right. So the Lord, you know, he prevented Amalek from doing it because Amalek didn't know no better. Because that's the only reason why. You know what I'm saying? Had Amalek took her and he knew better, the Lord would have killed him on the spot, man, and all of his people.
Right.
All right, keep reading verse 7.
Now therefore restore the man his wife.
Look, you saying you ain't you did it, you was innocent. Get that man his wife back. Get that man his rib back,
Right.
and hurry up. You know what I'm saying? You dirty African, hurry up. Get to it. Move basically double time. Go ahead.
And he is a prophet.
Couldn't I say it again?
And he is a prophet.
He's a prophet. Like, he got rank with me, man. He's a prophet. Abraham was a prophet. There you go. You want Abraham was no prophet. Abraham was a prophet. That's
Right.
the Lord said he was.
Right. Damn.
Lord said he was a prophet. So we ain't finna discuss that no more. Go ahead.
And he shall pray for thee.
He'll do what?
And he shall pray for thee.
Look, even though, listen, man, the Lord don't care about these heathens, man.
Right.
You know what the Lord's saying? I kept you from doing this, but I'm gonna have him pray for you because you still touched her, man.
Right.
And look, the Lord went to see Abraham. The Lord went to angels to tell him, like, look, man, you finna have a son. Like, he took the time to go and travel to him and let him know that. This is how important our nation is to the Most High. Y'all have to understand how important we are to the Most High. To where the Lord is saying he gonna pray for you because if not, I still may wipe y'all out.
Right. Damn.
Because I don't even like the fact that you even took her even got close to her.
Right.
To violate him, to violate me and what I got going on. Keep reading.
And thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die.
Man, Lord ain't playing, bro. And you can call this mercy if you want to, but he basically, it's like this, bro. It's like on the block. You got a man that run the whole block, and then some young punk talk to his niece crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he don't know he don't know that's his niece.
Right.
So he get him snatched up and like, hey, bro, I didn't know that was your niece.
Right.
Okay, well, go apologize and you know what I'm saying, and go to her father and her family and give this certain amount. But if you don't do that, then I'm taking your head off your shoulders. I'm popping your top, man. Pause, Salakia. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lay you down, Salakia. The Lord is moving as a terrible power. This is not on some like he loves these Hamites, he care about them. He's like, look, if you don't restore his wife, if you don't tell him, yo, please pray to your power not to destroy me, then you out of here.
Right.
So what? Listen, he is a king. He's an African king, and the Lord is saying, the man you dealt with is a prophet. Ask him to pray for you. So what does that mean? This Hamite, this heathen, gotta humble himself to who the Lord chose. Don't ever look at it as like the Lord care about these other nations. He care about you, and he gonna make sure that they recognize that they have to acknowledge you as his chosen people. Go ahead. Is that it?
Just a little bit more.
Go ahead.
And all that are thine. Verse 8.
Oh, hold on. And all that are what?
Thine.
He said, if you don't restore this man his rib and ask him to pray for you, I'm killing you and your entire nation. And all he did was take her. So what do you think the Lord's going to do to these nations for what they've done to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for over 500 years when Christ returns, man? Y'all better understand, man. Listen, salvation is not for everybody.
Right.
The Lord is showing you how he feel about these other nations. I'll kill you and everything that's associated with you. Kill the dogs too. The cattle and everything else. Kill the cat and the pets. Salakia. The next is the Hebrew?
It's the last verse.
Go ahead.
Therefore Amalek rose early in the morning
He got up early that morning. Before daybreak. Go ahead.
and called all his servants
Dang.
and told all these things in their ears.
He had a meeting. He called everybody to the meeting.
Right.
Hey, look, man, this one went down. Go ahead.
And the men were sore afraid.
Dang, because why? Because they king. This the man they look up to. He terrified. And they like, dang, we about to die?
Right.
The Lord, listen, man, the Lord was a terrible power. You understand? And he had them shook. And you gotta know that, man. Like, a lot of times, man, we take the Most High for light because he rock with us.
Right.
But he's a terrible power, man. Go ahead, do the next 7.
All right. Let's stop at 8. Okay. Will your Shah come? Will your Shah come? Abba ya ma lakum. ba bakwa wa yes like wa yakwa ra'a la lakal. I looks like I ba the I ba the ya the it's like I ba the ya wa ya the bar. It's like yeah. Huh? Ata call hada it's like hada ba rayum. Hada ba rayum. All right. Ha la ha ba da looks like ba za na ba za na ya hum wa ya yar looks like wa yar awa hawa ha na sha yum hold on na sham yum the shot yum ma ma da verse 9 in Hebrew wa it's like wa ya qua Abba Yama la ka la Abraham wa ya ha Amar la wa mata it's like maha ma it's like Aisha Yata. It's like Aisha Yaf. Lana Lanawa. Wama Wama. Hold on. Yeah. Quata aft yeah quata aft yeah look kaya ha ba ata al alaya wa ala ma malaka ta ya ka to id to I so it's like to I her Gada Gada la Ma'a Shayum Ma'ashim Ashwar Ashimar oh yeah Ashar it's like all oh it's like la ya I Shawar I Shayaft well I Shayaft I Madiah Verse 10 in the Hebrew. Wa'ah, wa'ayumar. Abaya, malaka. Oh, Abraham. Ma, like a ma'ah. Wa'ah, yaf. Kaya. Aisha yaf. Ata. Hada, Bora. Hazaf. I'm sorry. Hazah. Verse 11 in Hebrew. Waya, it's like Waya, more. Abraham, Kaya, Amor, that's like it. Amor, Taya, Rakwa, Ayaka. It's like it. Young, yeah. Young. Yorah Aft. Allah. It's like Allahayim. Bakwa. It's like Makwa Wum. Bakwa Wum. Haza'a. Waha. Raga. One. Waha. What? Waha. Ragai. You said Ragai. Waha. Regard would not you. Oh. The bar. The bar. Asha the yeah. Verse 12 in the Hebrew. How far? Wagum, Amanat, it's like Na'a, Akata here. Bata, Baf, it's like Abba here. Abba here, yeah. Hawa'a, Aka. La'a, but Baf, Amaya, Wata, it's like Wata Haya, Laya, La'a, it's like La'a Shaha. Verse 13 Hebrew. What Yahaya Shar Kahashar Hata Ira Ata Alahayim Maba Mabayah. I thought it's like Abayah. Wa Amar. Laha. Zaha. Kasab the door. No, the ka. Ashar. The eyes shaya. Amar the year. Al, call, Hamakwa, William, Wam, Ashar, but not slacking. Naba, Wa'a, Naba Wa'a, Shemaha, Shemaha, Ama, Amar, yeah, La ya, Akaya, oh, Akia, Hi, Hawa'a. That's it.
All right. Go ahead. In English.
Verse 9 in Hebrew. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 9 in English. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us?
He was shook, man. Like, yo, why you, what have you done? Go ahead.
And what have I offended thee?
Man, like, basically, like, why you make this move on me like this and put me in this position? Go ahead.
That thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin.
Yeah, like, you know, put me in a position to where, like, you know, and look, when he using this word sin, he mean like a violation. Right. It ain't like how we know it. You understand? Like, he ain't talking about because the laws was given unto us. So when we say sin, it's the sin is what is us breaking God's laws. But he's saying like in the sense of like violating, you know, putting us in a position to violate you. Right. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
That thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done.
Right, like you shouldn't have basically told me that. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And Amalek said to Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done these things?
Right, he's like, what made you make this decision? Like what did you see that made you feel like you had to lie to me?
Right.
And not say that this was your rib, your wife. Go ahead.
And Abraham said, because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place.
The fear of God. So the fear of God is the respect for how God does things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Letting you know that all the Lord didn't deal with all nations. He was like, man, y'all probably don't even like adhere to our culture. Mm-hmm. So he was like, I'm in an environment where I can't trust that you're gonna move how I move. Right. You know what I'm saying? How I was taught to move by my power. Go ahead.
And they will slay me for my wife's sake.
That they would kill me for my wife's sake. Go ahead.
And yet, indeed, she is my sister.
Right. He's basically saying, I ain't lie to you. She's my sister.
Right.
Okay. And I need you to give me Genesis 11:31. But go ahead.
She is the daughter of my father.
She's the what?
The daughter of my father.
Now, a lot of times, man, these other Israelite groups, you know what I'm saying? These AI, these alternative Israelites, you know what I'm saying? They want to make it seem as if what I just told you is like how Moab and Ammon, how they lay with their father. They want to make it seem like that Abraham actually had his physical sister. But we already read in Leviticus 18 that you can't take on your sister, even if she's you know, she ain't come from your mother. That's wickedness. You can't uncover her nakedness, right? So a fake Israelite reads this and says, look, that's the daughter of his father, okay? But that's not what it's talking about. This was not Terah's physical daughter, okay? So Abraham's like, look, she's not the daughter of my mother, but she's the daughter of my father. And we're going to break down what that actually means. But go ahead, keep reading. Is there any more on that?
It's a little bit more.
Go ahead.
But not the daughter of my mother.
Right, but not the daughter of my mother. Now you give me Genesis 11:31.
This is Genesis 11:31. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law.
His what?
His daughter-in-law.
His what?
His daughter-in-law.
Did it say it was his daughter or it was his what?
His daughter-in-law.
What is a daughter-in-law? What does that mean? That means that she's a daughter by marriage.
Right.
When you say daughter-in-law, it means that the law is that it's because she is now married to his son, so that becomes his daughter by law. That's what that means. Okay?
So when he was like, this is my father's daughter, he's like, I ain't really lied because this is my father's daughter. She's my sister.
Right.
He basically, you know, he ran he ran game.
Right.
That's all. So he's like, I ain't lie to you. She is my sister. Okay, but Abraham know what he did.
Right.
he was shook. He ain't have faith in the protection of the Most High when he should have had it because he had done nothing to violate our culture. Right. So the Lord was with him. And I'm saying this to y'all. Don't serve the Lord and then walk and be afraid of heathens or these other nations or the boss on your job or whatever like that. Don't be a coward. That's why we say in here, man, no cowards, man. If you're not a hypocrite, you should not be a coward.
Right.
You have nothing to worry about. The Lord is with you. A situation might get crazy, but the Lord is going to handle it because you serve him. So you got to, basically it's talking about having confidence. You got to have confidence in the protection of the Most High if you are doing the things that's required of you. If you're loving your brothers and your sisters, you giving your all to the truth and you putting everything into it, don't be worried about little stuff that pop up. Just trust the Most High. You know what I mean? Okay. Is any more? What verse we going to?
To 14. We on 13 right now.
Go ahead.
And it come to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said to her, This is thy kindness. Like this is thy kindness, which thou shalt show unto me, at every place whither we shall come. Say of me, he is my brother.
Yeah, man. Like Abraham really, like, you know, like I said before, he gave her this order and she kept the order. She obeyed him. And she could have been thinking in her head like, damn, I'm your wife. You ain't finna claim me?
Right.
You gonna say, a lot of you sisters, and you should, really, you can feel like that. A lot of y'all be like, dang, he ain't claiming me.
Right.
You know, and she had a right to feel like that. But it don't matter how you feel. She still did what he said. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you, it's very Christian to feel like you only have to obey your husband if you think he's doing what the Most High said. You're a Christian. You're not One West if you operating like that.
Right.
Because you feel according to your judgment, what the decision that he's making is not the correct one, or how he's dealing with me ain't the correct way. You need to be obedient because all the Lord looking at with you is you obeying and doing what he said. If your husband or your Lord is out of pocket, the Lord gonna deal with him. Just like with Nabal and Abigail.
Yeah.
Abigail didn't disrespect her husband and violate him. She did what she did to protect him. And then the Lord dealt with Nabal. But it ain't your job to sit there and be defiant. You just being a wicked woman when you do that. You're not being a righteous woman by saying, well, I'm gonna do this because he ain't right. You're not righteous. Sarah obeyed her husband and called him Lord. That's what the scriptures say. So if you ain't measuring up to that, then you can, I don't care how many hair wraps you got on, how many meals you make, it don't mean nothing. All right? Salaki, go ahead.
And Amalek, verse 14, and Amalek took sheep and oxen, and manservants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham.
Yeah, man. So he had to pay.
Right.
He had to come out of pocket and pay. Abraham did what he did, but the king could have did more of an investigation.
Right.
He just saw what he wanted and took it.
Right.
So he had to pay. The Lord's like, okay, you had to pay. Go ahead.
And restore him Sarah, his wife.
And did what the Lord said. You know what I'm saying? And gave him his rib back. So that's the 21st verse, right? So we're gonna go ahead and close there, and we're gonna stop there. So what verse is that?
14.
All right, so we'll continue on next week at Genesis 20 and 15. And so with that, Imijam, which means to stand. Go ahead.
La Shala.
La Yashala. All right, we're gonna salute the Torah. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakiyah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakiyah.
So it's a Sarkodam, which means to face the east. And we're going to do the prayers.
All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayah.
Shabbat Shemayah.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ulabtaka.
Balabaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Rataza.
Arataza.
Hawa.
Hawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayah.
Bashemayah.
Nathanawa.
Nathanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabi'anawa.
Tabi'ayanawa.
Manasai 1.
Manasai 1.
Abal.
Abal.
Awashayanawa.
Aishayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Wahala'a.
Wahala'ah.
Wahatapara.
Wahatapara.
La'awalamyu.
La'awalamyu.
Aman.
Aman. In the English. Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
On earth.
On earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is a prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Baba Kasha.
Baba Kasha.
Nathanawa.
Nathanawa.
Hakak.
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 Larpa'ah.
Larpa'ah.
Kal Makala.
Kal Makala.
Kal Madawa.
Kal Madawa.
Hakak.
Lakak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwayam.
Lahakwayum.
Hamathium.
Hamathium.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Al-Rakawath.
Al-Rakawath.
Atama-Allah.
Atama-Allah.
Nagarshan.
Nagarshan.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Kawada Aman.
Kawada Aman. The prayer of the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of the sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean
The
spirits.
power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Salah, get the blessing. Huh?
Oh, Slakia. It's the blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah
Wa
Yahweh.
Yahushua.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Ma Yaka'ala.
Wa Yamakala.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazaba'ah.
Matazaba'ah.
Alawap Yohana.
Alawap Yohana.
Ha Alawapyum.
Ha Alawapyum.
Ha Saranyum.
Ha Saranyum.
Ha Kwatazayanyum.
Ha Kwatazayanyum.
Haka Yayayum.
Hakaya Yoyum.
Wa Akwathian.
Wa Akwathian.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Kawada Aman.
Bawada Aman. The prayer of the blessing in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commanding General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Aharyah.
Aharyah.
Mahayan.
Mahayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah.
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 Azariah. Ma'am.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayam.
Shemayam.
Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Bagalka.
Bagalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Bayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makor Ra.
Makor Ra.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapashka.
Athnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'athka.
Taza'athka.
Wabawa'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Ma'ata.
Ma'ata.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Abalam.
Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber,
He that keepeth thee will not slumber,
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
He shall preserve thee, Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in,
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Al
Al
Damayalaka.
Takarash.
Al Thakaraj.
Al Tashakwat.
Al Thashakwad.
Al Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka.
Awayabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Amaka.
Al Amaka.
Ya'ara Yamwa.
Ya'ara Yamwa.
Sawada.
Sawadah.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Yatazawa.
Yatazawa.
Al Tazapawanka.
Atazapawanka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wana Kakidam.
Wanakakadam.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasharala.
Sham Yashala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'ai Tazawa.
Now I Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al Yakar.
Al Yaka.
Baryad.
Baryad.
Yakarthwa.
Yakarthwa.
Salakia. Ahahawya.
Al Yahawya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashama.
Yashama.
Salakia. Alayam.
Aliyam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagariam.
Wahagariam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amalat.
Wa'amalat.
Wa'alashath.
Yashabya. Yashabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gomashawar.
Gomashawar.
Nalawar.
Lalawar.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawa.
Zarawa.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya. Salakia. Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashwan.
Kwayashwan.
Nishadmawa.
Yashabmawa.
Bayan Da'ara.
Bayan Da'ira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nadayatmawa.
Nada Yadi Salakia. Nada Yabyawa.
Kaira.
Karab.
Wakazaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazabat.
Wakazabat.
Wakataza Salakia. Wakataza Mana.
Wakal Tazamana.
Called Salakia. Called Nasa Yakamwa.
Call Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Nayarash.
Nayarash.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ath.
Ath.
Naawath.
Naawath.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Kagagala.
Kagagala.
Lakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Salakia. Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Tabia Ira.
Taba Ya'ira Ya'ira.
Wakala Ba.
Wakala Ba.
Tahalat.
Tahalat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Daradatma.
Daradatma.
Basa'arika.
Basa'irika.
Wabasawat. Salakia. Wabasawapathka.
Wabasawapafka.
Taba Alam.
Taba Alam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Ba'alwa.
Ba'alwa.
Aya'ai.
Aya'ai.
Waya.
Waya.
Ka'aparwa.
Yakaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Kayata.
Kayata.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadka. Al Yawan.
Al Yawan.
Al Ka'aratazar.
Al Ka'aratazar. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power.
Keep not thy silence, O power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still, O power.
Be not still, O power.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
Come.
Let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As unto Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. Like Zied. Yea, all their princes. As Zabah. And as Zalmunna. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The houses of the power. In possession. O my power. Make them as the wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. In trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the Most High. Over all the earth. This is the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment. And destruction. And death. To the heathen. That speak against us thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death to the heathen. And shake loose the pockets. Of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death to the Edomites. And the nations. And their drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. The Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. The Ku Klux Klan. The Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Posse Comitatus. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. The Army. The Navy. The Air Force. The Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. The cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift death. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Or try to stop us. From broadcasting your words. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists. To come against America. And destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake. At the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And Gabriel. Come down with the flying saucers. And kill all the heathens. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known. By all. That it is the angels. That have done it. Cause it to be spread. Throughout the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it.
Go ahead and finish chilling that. All right, Sar. We're going to do a courtesy salute for the Akim, men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Yazamatah, Sar, turn face to sisters, men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, I Majum. Barak.
Yahweh Shemar, the Thought by Shimmy Awashai.
Yazamatan. Class dismissed.